welcome to everyone who came here today. We appreciate everyone coming out to see the play once again this afternoon. Why don't I open us in prayer? Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this day which you have made, Lord. We thank you for the opportunity to come here today and to see these young people perform. We thank you, Lord, for Mrs. Irvin and for all who helped, Lord, the kids prepare for this production. And we pray that you would bless each and every one of our children, Lord, as they use their gifts and abilities. May they always do so, Lord, to your honor and to your glory. We thank you for this school, Lord, and for what it stands for. Lord, bless us this day. In your name we pray. Amen.
Places, everyone. 1 minute to showtime.
We have a problem. Peter Pan is gone.
What?
Pixie dust. He just flew off. Apparently there's a big party in the Mermaid Lagoon.
Are you kidding me? How childish. Oh, I wish he would just grow up. Well, at least we still have Tinkerbell.
About that.
What? What is it?
Well, she asked me if her dress made her wings look fat, and...
No, you didn't.
Well, how was I supposed to know she'd be so sensitive? She punched me in the nose and flew off out of here like a fairy. But no worries, we have backup.
Who is it? Cinderella?
No.
Aladdin and Jasmine? They're always a good story to tell.
No, think smaller.
Smaller. Mushu Mulan? I love that story.
No, it's the dwarves.
The dwarves? You're kidding, right? But the dwarves are so... Well, they're all we have, and we're live in 30 seconds. Go, go, go. All right, people, places. This is a disaster. Who knows what they'll do? Oh, hi, everyone. You are in for such a treat tonight. We are so excited to have you as the live studio audience for our Real Fairy Tale Network. Now, just a few reminders before we go live. When you see the applause sign, that's your cue to applaud wildly for our special guests. And tonight's guests are truly special. Secondly, fairy tale characters can be a bit temperamental, so be ready for anything. Now sit back and enjoy the show. All right, people, let's do this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now it's time for the most watched, most talked about show on Fairy Tale Network, Real Talk with Fairy Tale Legends. The talk is real, the people are fictional, the stories are, well, that's for you to decide. And now, welcome to the stage, your very own Fairy Tale players. And now, your host who needs no introduction, introducing the one and only Heidi Perbley.
Treat today as we explore the tale of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. As always, our band of fairy tale players will provide live reenactments of today's tale while I get the dirt directly from the source. Our guests today are none other than the Seven Dwarfs themselves. That's right, they are in no particular order: Rowdy, Howdy, Wordy, Nerdy, Weepy, Creepy, and Bob. But I must warn you up front that each of these dwarfs tells the story a little differently. One is a bit poetic, while another's a bit country, and another's a bit rock and roll, and so it goes with all the rest of them. But I just know you're gonna love them. And now, here to tell our tale, please help me welcome our first guest. This first dwarf is a self-professed poet and lover of literature. Please help me welcome Wordy. Welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us.
No, I pray you. Speak not of your thanks to me, for it is I who should be thanking you.
So you're a poet, are you?
You speak the truth. For without poetry, I have neither wit, nor words, nor worth, action, nor utterance, nor the power of speech to stir men's blood.
Okay then, so tell us, how does this story begin?
'Twas deep upon a midwinter's eve, when thus our story beganest. For the noble queen was with child. Oh my gracious, what pain is this that tortures my bones? A chair, my kingdom for a chair. The queen sat up at the window to sew, watching the softly fall gentle, the snowflakes doth fall upon the windowsill.
No, 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 you're telling it wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our next guest, Rowdy.
Rock and roll!
Thank you, Rowdy. Now tell us, how is Wordy's version of the story wrong?
The snow, man. This wasn't some peaceful snowfall. No, this was a crazy blizzard. This was major apocalyptic snowing.
Whoa, when you look at all the snow out there, I've never seen so much snow in like all of forever. It's a total snowpocalypse.
Now we're talking.
That's pretty cool.
That's because you heard it from me, Rowdy, the dwarf who rocks. Ooh, 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 rock and roll!
As I was saying, the queen sat up at the window to sew, pondering what name should be given to her unborn child. The child she just knew would grow up to be the next queen and the fairest beauty in all of the land. Bianca, Juliet, Guinevere?
No, she had to be thinking of better names than that. This girl was about to be a total rock star for crying out loud.
Miley, Madonna, Beyonce. But she promptly tired of thinking up such bohemian monikers. Oh, what's in a name than which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet? As the queen thought, she looked up from her sewing and out the window at the softly falling
Heavily falling.
snow. And as she looked away from her sewing, she pricked her finger upon her needle. Oh my!
And there was blood everywhere.
Oh my! Someone please help me! No, no, no. 'Twas but only a single drop of her mother's blood that fell upon the snow. Oh my! And as the queen looked upon the dark red drop of blood, juxtaposed against the pure white snow, she at last knew what name would be given to her unborn child. Snow White.
Lovely, lovely, simply lovely, but I'm told we may end up short on time today. Sorry, no pun intended, so we must be moving along. Joining us now is a very intellectual, matter-of-fact dwarf who tells it like it is. Please welcome to the stage, Nerdy.
Actually, utterly and unequivocally.
Boring.
Excuse me?
Come on, admit it. You're the boring dwarf. You focus on the actual facts too much. Not every story can be a documentary or like reality TV, you know?
So what? If I prefer reality over fiction, it's like she said. I tell like it is, exactly as it happened. Nothing but the facts here.
Whatever.
And the romantic, passionate, and sometimes dramatic, Weepy. Are you okay?
No.
I'm sorry, but what may I ask is the matter?
I know. He hates this part of the story.
For he is blessed with a heart 2 sizes too big. Weepy is so full of heart that he weeps at the slightest wrongs and leaps at the simplest joys.
I see. So tell us, why do you hate this part of the story so much?
It's just so sad. Snow White was finally born, but her mother tragically died in childbirth. I know, right? There was Snow White's father. He was so happy at the birth of his child, yet grieved beyond the worst of griefs because the love of his life had died in childbirth. There he was, torn between sheer joy and utter sadness. Joy, sadness, joy, sadness, joy. And Snow White would have to grow up without the mother she would have loved and did love dearly for the rest of her life, even though she never knew her. And they were all just so sad.
But then the king remarried.
See ya. Fine. You good for nothing fiber.
But then the king remarried. But then the king remarried. But then the king remarried.
Actors! My mom said, be a doctor. My dad said, be a lawyer. But no, I said show business. I want to be in show business. Why didn't anyone warn me about actors? It'll be just 1 minute. Hold on. Get out now! We're waiting for you! Honestly. You signed a contract. It's okay. You can do it. No, you can't get out of your contract. You signed it already. They're waiting. Get out there.
But then the king remarried.
They married the foulest, most wickedest woman that ever walked the earth. And Snow White, who's just the fairest and kindest soul, would have to grow up with this vile woman as her stepmother. And they're all just so sad.
However, it wasn't all that sad.
Uh-oh, here we go.
As a matter of fact, it wasn't that sad at all.
How so? What made Snow White's upbringing less tragic?
Oh, I know, she grew up to be beautiful.
That's right.
She was beautiful, ever so beautiful as a shooting star blazing bright across the midnight sky, as beautiful as the rainbow that beams upon the horizon after an afternoon rainstorm, as beautiful as the newborn sun that melts away the cold frost on the first day of spring, as beautiful.
Okay, so she was beautiful. Go on. What was that like?
What was that like? Not much at first. It was more like when it became, I guess.
You mean like a rivalry was born?
Yes, a rivalry. Exactly. Oh, what a rivalry it was indeed.
Okay, so go on. What was that like?
That's a very good question. Very good. But if we're pressed, I guess I would say, well, it was like a beauty pageant.
And here they are, your finalists from Miss Fairest of them all, Snow White. And the diabolically evil, wicked queen.
And don't you forget it!
And in this final round, we will be asking both of our lovely finalists the same single question, and each will have 10 seconds to respond. Snow White, we'll begin with you. You are clearly beautiful, beautiful beyond words even, so fair and kind that no one else compares. Now, Snow White, your question. If there were one thing, anything at all, that you give up your own beauty for, what would that be?
That's easy. If I could give up my beauty in exchange for anything, I would trade it for world peace.
All right, she had her turn. Now it's my turn. What's my question?
As I mentioned, I will be asking both of our finalists the same single question. So, Evil Queen, if you were to give up your beauty for one thing, anything at all, what would that be?
My beauty?
Yes. Yes, if you could even call it that.
What did I give it up for?
Yes, anything at all. What's more important to you than beauty?
I don't know.
5 seconds.
But that's an impossible question. What's more important than beauty?
2 seconds.
I would give it up for
And time.
ultimate power!
I'm sorry, your time has expired. And now will the judges tally our scores? Oh, the scores have already been tallied. Boy, that was quick. And now, to announce the winner from Miss Fairest of them all, please welcome the Magic Mirror. Now, without further ado, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is fairest of them all?
Snow White is the fairest by far.
Thank you all.
Doesn't seem like it was much of a contest.
It wasn't, but the evil queen was so consumed with her own beauty that she refused to let go of her crown.
Interesting. Okay, so what happened next?
Oh, you just have to get you-know-who out here to tell the next part of the story. He tells this part of the story so well.
Very well. This next dwarf is a bit of a mystery. He chooses to remain anonymous, so at his request, we've concealed his identity. Please welcome to the stage, Creepy. So, we've just learned that Snow White is the fairest by far. What happens next?
Well, Heidi, that night was just like almost any other night when evil is afoot. What I mean to say is, it was a dark and stormy night.
No, weren't you listening? It was dark and stormy. Right?
They weren't listening.
Blow, winds, and crack your cheeks, rage blow. You cataracts and hurricanes spout, till you drown the steeples and drench the streets. You sulphurous, thought-executing fires, born couriers, oak-cleaving thunderbolts, singe my white head in dull-shaking thunder, smite flat the ground to heal that world. Crack nature's mold, all Germans, spill at once, the making grateful man.
Yeah, what she said.
As I was saying, it was a dark and stormy night, and the evil queen had murderous plans.
What right has she to win my crown and steal my thunder? No one is fairer than I, no one, and for her trespasses upon my claim, that little wretch shall pay, she shall pay dearly.
And so the evil queen hatched an evil plot and called for the skills of the most skilled assassin in all the kingdom.
Come hither, hunter.
Yes, my queen, and the name's not Hunter, it's Huntsman, James Huntsman.
The huntsman was famous and feared throughout the kingdom for his very particular set of skills. Skills he had acquired over a very long career. Skills that made him a nightmare for enemies of the kingdom. The queen knew that when it came to offing your enemies, there was no one better. So she called for the huntsman and welcomed him into the family, so to speak.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
What does her highness desire?
I have need of your services. I need you to bring me the heart of a foul creature.
That I can do. There's neither man nor monster in the forest that can escape me.
So I am told. Are you loyal to me? Will you bring me the heart of a creature upon my request?
I will. I give you my solemn vow. Name the creature, and I will bring its heart to you, my queen.
Snow White.
The princess?
The princess.
But I...
Do you protest?
No, my queen, I would never. But the princess?
Yes, the princess. You just gave me your solemn vow. Now you, of all my servants, huntsman, must be smart enough to know the consequences of rescinding a vow given to the queen.
Yes, my queen. I'll do as I have promised.
Doesn't seem like the huntsman had much of a choice.
That's right. The huntsman was tricked into a vow he didn't realize he was making.
And one he didn't have the heart to carry out.
Interesting. I want to hear more about that, but first we must take a short break for a word from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll hear more from Wordy, Nerdy, Weepy, Creepy, and Rowdy as we also welcome the final two dwarves to tell their side of the story. More to come after these brief messages.
Someone ate my porridge.
Someone ate my porridge. Someone ate my porridge. It's all gone.
Someone sat in my chair.
Someone sat in my chair. Someone sat in my chair. It's broken to pieces.
Have you been victimized, injured on the job, or otherwise wronged by the collects of others? I'm Little Red Riding Hood of the law firm, Granny Midison Hood, and we're on your side.
We'll get you the compensation you need for all your unhappily ever afters.
While princessing in the kingdom, I pricked my finger on the job and fell into an 100-year slumber. Luckily, the law firm of Granny Midas and Hood got me the compensation I need for my lost time on the job.
My sister and I were kidnapped and nearly eaten by an awful witch. Granny Midas and Hood were there to save the day.
They got us a settlement so big, now we can buy a gingerbread house of our very own.
I got tired of everyone calling me an ugly duckling, so I went to Granny Midas and Hood for help. They filed a defamation and libel suit on my behalf so that anyone who slandered my name would pay the price for their wrongdoing. If you've been wronged, Granny Midas and Hood will work for you.
Granny Midas and Hood, they'll get you your cash, whether you deserve it or not.
Hi there, I'm Jack Spratt. Who's that you say? No, I know you know who I am. Seriously, you must have heard of me. Jack Spratt could eat no fat? Yeah, that's me. And the old saying's true. I never eat fat. Not a zilch, zero. Saturated fat? Hi-ya! Trans fats? Booyah! Bacon? Are you kidding me now? I'm here today to share with you my one-of-a-kind no-fat weight loss program. On my one-of-a-kind plan, you can eat sweet, sugary goodness to your little heart's content. That's right, folks. Candy every day. How does it work, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you. Most candies contain little to no fat. That's right, not a zilch, zero. That means you can enjoy candy every day. Call now to Jack Spratt Co. and I'll even throw in Witch's Guide to Candy Architecture, a landmark publication on how you can live in a weight loss paradise. Act now, operators are standing by.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Fairy Tale Legends. Joining us now, we have, oh, there's so many of you. Which one are you again?
Wait for it.
Knock, knock.
I knew it. This one never misses a chance to tell the knock-knock joke.
Who's there?
Bob.
That's it. Guess I should have known you weren't Howdy.
No, you're supposed to say.
Oh, right. I've got it. Bob who?
That's my name, don't wear it out.
You are Bob, the goofy one, right?
I know you are, but what am I?
Please, enough of this silliness. Are you or are you not Bob?
To be or not to be, that is the question. Now answer it!
Very well. Bob it is.
Yeah, and Bob's your uncle.
So, Bob, when we last left our story, the Princess Snow White and the husband, he was just about to kill her, wasn't he?
Kill her? Yeah, he didn't even know her. What's more, he could barely even get her out of the castle. Look, here's how it all went down.
Is this thing on?
Uh-oh, here we go.
So I just flew in from LA, you know, and my arms are so tired. Anyone? Is this thing on? So as I'm waiting there for a cab, I see this princess talking to this huntsman, and he says to her, "Yo, darling, want to go for a walk with me?"
Sure, where are we going?
Under there.
Where?
Under there.
What?
Under there.
Underwear?
She said underwear.
What? I don't get it.
He wanted to take her for a walk.
Yes, I know that. I got that much. But where was he taking her?
Under there.
Under where?
No.
You got to tell it once and that's more than enough. He wanted to take her into the dark and mysterious forest.
Come along, Forest Lady.
But the princess remained cautious. After all, she had seen enough horror flicks and monster movies to know that going into the dark and mysterious forest was a bad idea.
But I can't. I mean, I really shouldn't. After all, it's so dark and spooky and mysterious, and such awful things can happen there. Haven't you seen any scary movies?
No, I've been too busy hunting.
You didn't see the Big Bad Wolfman?
No,
How about Once Upon a Night Roadhouse?
no,
The Texas Gingerbread Massacre?
no,
Not even the Bride of Rumpelstiltskin?
no. Look, there's nothing to fear. I go into the woods all the time.
But still, the huntsman wasn't saying much to ease the princess's fears.
But who knows what could be lurking out there? It could be lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
I know, it's practically full of dangerous beasts.
But finally, Huntsman realized what he had to do. He swooped in and spoke to the princess genuinely, like a true hero, a man with sensitivity.
Look, I know you're scared. There are many beasts out there, and many that should be feared. But you needn't worry. You'll be with me. Anything out there, I can handle. Trust me, I'll keep you safe, princess.
It was just what she needed to calm her fears and win her trust.
So he convinced Snow White to go with him?
Yes, too bad he was leading her to her death. It was all just so sad.
Oh my, looks like we're going to need some time to compose ourselves here. So while we do that, why don't we bring on our final guest? Please help me welcome the dwarf who's more than just a big country, Howdy. Howdy, Howdy.
Howdy, ma'am, and thank you kindly.
So, as Weepy was just telling us, the huntsman was about to lead Snow White away to her death. Is that right?
Now wait a daggone minute there, Opry. You ain't even heard my part in tale yet. Don't go making any gumptions just yet.
I'm sorry, but I don't know what you mean by that.
What I mean is, she ain't done for yet. I mean, you're right about one thing. That there hunter was heading off into the wild blue yonder with Miss Snow White. But it weren't for no distance at all. No, you're more like two good-natured cowfolk out there together for a trail ride on the old Ponderosa. For the first time in her life, Miss Snow White was out in the wild frontiers and free from the trappings of that terrible stepmother of hers.
Boy, howdy. I tell you what, Huntsman, my life ain't never felt so free and easy as it does right now.
I tried telling you, there ain't nothing to fear out in these here woods.
That's not what I meant. I mean, you're right. Maybe I was scared at first, but that's because I ain't never been out here in these forests before.
And that there huntsman was just plain shocked to hear that she ain't ever been in the woods before.
Now wait a darn minute. You mean to tell me you ain't never been in the forest before?
Even worse, I ain't never been out of the castle.
No.
Sure enough, well, I've been cooped up with that awful stepmom of mine ever since I can remember. And now, seeing what it's like to be free of all that, I have half a mind to never go back.
Right. How about that?
What is it? Well, what is it? You got something to say, or don't you?
See, I'm not supposed to like it.
You can't let me go back? Well, why in tarnation can't you?
It's not that I don't want to, it's just that I can't. I'm under orders, you see.
Whose orders?
Your dad blamed stepmom, of course.
I see. So you're gonna off me then?
Supposed to.
Supposed to. Well, are you or ain't you?
Supposed to. But I ain't gonna off you. I just don't see how I'm gonna get out of this pickle.
You mean you ain't got no plan?
No, ma'am. And if I show up back at the castle with nothing to show for you, I'm in a heap of trouble.
How will they know you've done your job?
I gotta bring your heart to the queen.
My heart? Now that's downright gruesome.
Sure is.
Say you brought back the heart of something else. My stepmom don't know a human heart from a monkey's uncle. You're a huntsman, aren't you? Go out there and hunt down any creature you want and bring back that heart.
By golly, that's perfect. I can just go out there and fell a great beast and tell the queen it was you. But what about you? You can't come back with me. What will you do out here all on your own?
Well, I suppose I'll make it some way or another.
No, ma'am. I ain't leaving you out here in the forest to fend for yourself. Wouldn't be right.
No, you go on. Don't you worry about me. I can handle it.
No, I insist. I ain't leaving you here alone, princess.
Sounds like they didn't have a choice.
Oh, they was in a fix, that's for sure. But they weren't out of options just yet. Just 'cause Snow White was the fairest of them all, don't mean she's just some pretty thing. No, she had more metal in her than you might realize.
Look, you've got to head back without me. Don't you worry. I can handle it. You just give me a few pointers on how to face this wild yonder on my own, and I know I can handle whatever comes my way. You can count on that.
You for certain about it?
I can guarantee doggone to you.
And so, the huntsman shared all his knowledge of that there forest and of all the trials and the tribulations the princess would have to face in it.
He told her about all the beasts that lurk in the forest. The big bad wolves.
Roar!
The terrible trolls. And the wicked witches. Hee hee hee.
And he gave her his bow and showed her how to shoot it. And he gave her his hunting knife and showed her how to use it.
He gathered some logs and showed her how to build a fire.
He taught her how to tell a cute knock-knock joke to free herself from danger.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Quick,
Quick who?
quick, look over there.
He showed her how to be brave and fearless in the face of the unknown.
And thus, having taught Snow White all that he could, the huntsman and the princess parted ways.
Thank you, good sir, and goodbye.
Goodbye, my princess.
Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Bravo, bravo. Give it up for our fairy tale players, everyone. It's time for another break, but when we come back, Snow White will be all alone in the dark and mysterious forest. Will she make it out alive, or will the treacherous beasts find her first? Find out after these short messages.
Hi, I'm BB Wolf. You don't know yet, but I hold the keys to your happily ever after. Are you ready to change your fortune? Are you ready to exchange those rags for riches? Then you should be in the house flipping market, and I'm here to show you how. With my techniques, you'll be huffing and puffing your way to house flipping riches in no time. That's right. With my simple 10-step process, it will give you all the tools you need to start turning over properties left and right. Sign up for our upcoming seminar at bigbadhouseflippers.com and learn how you too can start flipping houses.
Hey there, I'm Rumpelstiltskin for Rumpelstiltskin's Gold Emporium. In today's weakening economy, you need to own gold to protect yourself and your family from economic hardship. Don't lose all your hard-earned investments to falling markets. Instead, protect them by buying gold. Wise investors are buying my gold at such record rates. It's a good thing we have plenty of gold to go around. Here at Rumpelstiltskin's Gold Emporium, we have so much gold we're practically giving it away. That's right, we're not just giving it away, we're practically giving it away. Come on down to one of our locations today, and just for the low, low price of your firstborn child, you can be in the gold market before you say Rumpelstiltskin. So come on down to Rumpelstiltskin's Gold Emporium, and let's make a deal. Oh, and don't forget to bring the kids.
Welcome back. Now, when we last left our story, the huntsman returned to the castle, leaving Snow White all alone. Is that right?
Yes, she was all on her own with no one to protect her in the dark and mysterious forest.
But wait, you're forgetting about one of my favorite parts of our story, the huntsman part. One of the most awesomest parts of our tale.
The part when he's all heroic.
The part when he's full-on action hero warrior mode.
You see, Heine. Huntsman had to slay a great beast and bring its heart back to the evil queen. So he searched far and wide until he came upon a great stag.
No, it wasn't some stag.
How would you know?
The huntsman went out to slay a great beast, not some old stag.
Well, it could have been any beast.
Blah, blah, blah. It was a great beast. That's the way I heard it right from Snow White's lips.
Rowdy is right. It was a great beast. So that their huntsman was all alone in the dark and mysterious forest when along came a boogeyman. It was like a nightmare.
No, it wasn't a boogeyman either. The huntsman went out to slay a great beast. You mean like a screaming banshee? No, that's too annoying.
Mayhaps it was a mythical creature, like a cyclops from the ancient stories of yore.
No, that's too poetic.
Well, it was epic. I thought you of all dwarves would at least be in the epic poetry.
I like epic, but not poetry, and it wasn't a cyclops.
I know. It was a giant T-Rex. A giant T-Rex with tiny arms. A giant T-Rex with tiny arms that was angry because it couldn't scratch the itch on its chin.
No, that's too silly.
What was it then?
The beast was none other than the great and powerful Sasquatch.
Oh, Sasquatch. Now there's a mysterious monster story I could get behind.
No, it wasn't the Sasquatch either.
The Jersey Devil?
Nope.
El Chupacabra?
No.
Nessie.
No. Nessie, really? Get with the program, people. This is a fairy tale after all. The beast was much worse than Nessie, El Chupacabra, Sasquatch all combined. The great beast was none other than great and powerful Swamp Ogre!
What happened next?
Naturally, the huntsman, being brave, strong, and awesome, challenged the great beast.
Many experts agree, Heidi, that this was the fight of the century.
And in this corner, the featherweight champion of the world, Huntsman. And in this corner, his opponent, the monsterweight champion of the world, the ferocious Swamp Ogre. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble.
This was an epic matchup, one for the ages. This was Tyson versus Holyfield. This was Patton versus Rommel. This was Apollo Creed versus Rocky.
This was Sherlock versus Moriarty.
So we meet at last, Professor.
So it would seem what's happening next.
Elementary. The next thing to happen will be me taking you to the Queen.
The Hatfields versus the McCoys.
Get off my land, you rat scoundrel.
This is my land first every year, you really coward.
Grant versus Robert E. Lee.
I propose to fight it out on this line if it takes all summer.
Rebel Yahoo!
Macbeth versus Macduff.
Teeth hast thou on thy head when thou wast born, to signify thou camest to fight the world.
Aye, thy cruise thou been belched upon by infected lord.
You juggler, you canker blossom.
Away, you moldy rogue, away!
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster.
Then yield thee, coward, yield!
I will not yield. Lay on, Macduff.
Punch versus Beauty.
travel, prepare to die. This was an epic matchup, one for the ages. Finally, the huntsman had gained his advantage against the ogre, putting him into the dreaded half Nelson. And knowing that he couldn't let up against such an experienced opponent, he turned that half Nelson into a full-on full Nelson on that big bad ogre.
What happened next?
The huntsman took his hunting knife and sliced that
No. Not in front of the kids.
Oh, right.
Let's just say the huntsman fulfilled his promise to the queen and leave it at that.
Very well. When we come back, Snow White meets the 7 dwarves. In the meantime, here's another word from our sponsors.
Do you have serious back pain? Is neck stiffness a common occurrence? Well now, insomnia can become a thing of the past. I'm the princess from that one mattress story. And ever since, well, you know, the incident, I have felt that some mattresses can be intolerable. And I would hate for someone to have the same terrible experience that I did. So come on down to the Princess and the Tea Mattress Company today, and I promise there won't be any vegetables in your mattress.
Hello, all you future princes out there. Do you have what it takes to be the next Prince Charming?
Hero of heart, swashbuckling sword skills, great smile.
And don't forget about strong bones. And nothing will help you build those strong bones more than Dan-sized dairy milk.
Filled with vitamin D and calcium.
And tastes great too.
And don't forget how Dan-sized milk will make your teeth so healthy that you'll have a smile no princess can resist.
Go out and find your favorite flavors at a store near you.
And we're back. So, Snow White, she's been alone in the woods all this time.
The dark and mysterious woods.
Right, the dark and mysterious woods. So how did you all end up meeting her?
Well, it was simple, really. As she wandered through the woods.
The dark and mysterious woods.
Right, the dark and mysterious ones. As she wandered through the dark and mysterious ones, she came upon our cottage.
And what, that's how you met?
No, not exactly. We weren't at home at the time, so she, thinking the cottage was abandoned, let herself in.
Oh yes, I think I've heard this one before. Now stop me if I'm wrong, but I'm certain this is how I heard it told. She broke into your house, ate all of your food.
This one's too hot. This one's too cold. This one's just right.
Broke all your chairs.
Whoops.
slept in all your beds. Then she awoke to find 3 angry bears standing over her. Then the bears chased her away.
That would have been classic. Exit pursued by a bear.
No, stop! That's not what happened. You're thinking of that other story with the little blonde girl.
Oh, okay, maybe I'm wrong, but you've got to admit they're eerily similar.
True. But Snow White didn't recognize like that other girl did to the bear's home. Instead, she turned our fixer-perfect cottage into a modern and classy showcase piece.
Today on this old cottage, we document the restoration of a 14th century German cottage. The cottage was found abandoned, completely disheveled. Snow White, what kind of problems did you find when you moved in here?
It's a wreck. The roof is leaking something awful, so we're gonna have to replace it completely. The plumbing is nowhere near code, so we're gonna have to strip it out and start all over again. Besides that, loads of cosmetic issues like the outdated flooring, rotten paint all over the walls, and extremely unflattering decor. But don't you worry, we'll have her fixed up in no time.
We know you will. And what kind of improvements do you have on mind on top of all that?
Well, we've got to restore the countertops. I'm thinking marble, maybe granite. Then we'll upgrade the lighting to something more timely and classical. And if there's time, we'll tackle the landscaping too.
Okay, Snow White, I'll let you get back to sprucing up the place. In the meantime, back to you, Heidi.
Okay, thank you, but it seems you're getting a bit off track here. You were just getting us to the part where you all meet the princess. Which one of you can tell me about that?
Well, Heidi, it went a little something like this. Snow White had been there for what seemed like days, tidying and cleaning and tidying. It was only a few hours, of course, but who's counting? When in walks the shortest pair of legs she had ever laid her eyes on. It was a dwarf, of course, and one of the most mysterious dwarfs you'll ever meet.
It was him.
Yeah, it was me. What's it to ya? Stop being so conspicuous. You might blow my cover. Seeing as Snow White had just broken into the joint, she did what came naturally. She hid. I had a feeling I was being watched, so I cased the joint a bit. Just as I was about to give up my search, Snow White came out of hiding.
Hello?
Whoa, where'd you come from?
I was hiding under the table.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I asked you first.
But I'm your guest.
But I live here.
But I'm your princess.
Princess, guest, it doesn't matter who you are. I just don't give my name out to just anybody, especially strangers. Now you go first.
No, you go first. I insist. After all, it's the prettiest thing to do.
In other words, we were getting nowhere. That's when there was a knock at the door.
Knock, knock.
Startled by the unexpected interruption of my interrogation, I turned and intervened.
Who's there?
Annie.
I recognized the voice at once. Sensing this someone at the door was trying to crack a joke, I played along.
Annie who?
Anyone at home?
But I wasn't born yesterday. I was pretty certain it was just Bob fooling around again.
State your business.
We're here to see a guy about a horse.
I knew it was a joke, but I was all business.
What's the password?
1, 2, 3, 4.
It was the easiest password in the books. In fact, it was so easy I thought no one would have ever actually used it.
All right, come on in.
But of course it wasn't just Bob who was at the door. It was all of us there.
We all came in.
And that's when we finally met the princess.
And what was your reaction to finding the princess there, after she had barged into your house and made herself at home?
I thought it was awesome.
Like a dream come true.
I thought it was a bit of a joke, personally.
No, it was more like fate. Or destiny. It was kismet, you might say.
It was still a bit suspicious if you ask me.
Nah, it ain't anything more than a young gal just looking for a place to stay is all it was.
And what about you?
I'd say the same thing. It was all those things. That's how it was in my opinion.
Interesting. Okay, so go on. What happened next?
Well, while we were getting to know the princess, the evil queen was back in her castle.
and she knew the huntsman had pulled a fast one on her.
Queen all along had believed the huntsman's story to be true, but it was only when she beckoned her magic mirror to her,
Come hither, mirror.
and once it came to her, that she realized the huntsman hadn't been entirely truthful with her. Thus went the encounter. Thus went the encounter.
What say you, mirror?
What say you, my queen?
Tell me I am beautiful.
You are fair, my queen.
But this was not enough to quell the queen's vanity. Thus, she quickly recited,
Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
As it was the last time you asked with me, and it shall be until our untimely end, the Princess Snow White is undoubtedly and unquestionably the fairest of them all, my queen.
And from that moment on, the evil queen vowed to end Snow White's life. And she knew that if the most evil deed were to be done, it were to be done by her very own evil hands.
And what was her plan?
Simple. You just give her a poisoned apple, of course.
Poisoned apple? And how does one just make a poisoned apple?
I'm glad you asked. It's a very simple recipe, really. Especially so in the hands of a capable chef.
Good evening, my pretties, and welcome to Wicked Stepmother's Kitchen. Today we'll be stirring up the handiest little gem for knocking off your arch enemy. It's an entree I like to call the apple of my die! Maha! Now, for today's recipe, we start with your everyday run-of-the-mill apple, and when we're done with it, it'll be the most deadly fruit you'd ever imagine. But before we begin, please help me welcome my slovenly assistant, Igor. Thank you for joining us, Igor. Now, we start with our main ingredient. Igor, do you have the apple? Lovely. And the poison? Now, this is truly the simplest recipe of them all. All it takes is a little inspiration, ingenuity, and the tiniest dash of revenge, and you have for yourself the most deadly apple you've ever seen. But there's a tiny skosh of prep work that must be done beforehand. And here's the secret to the magic. The apple we'll be using must be completely dehydrated beforehand. After all, if we want it to suck up every last ounce of poison, it must be completely void of all moisture. For this next part, please help me welcome the big bad wolf. Thank you for joining us, Wolfie.
My pleasure, Wickedness.
Now, as I was saying, the apple must be completely dehydrated. Wolfie, do your thing. Thank you, Wolfie. Now, to make this recipe work, you'll need the proper tools. Igor, as well as the proper ingredients. All it takes is a tiny bit of poison, a tiny dash of salt, stir gently, and now we wait 6 short hours while our thirsty little apple does its magic. And there you have it, an apple that's certain to knock him dead at your next gathering. Care for a taste, Igor? Join us next time on Wicked Stepmother's Kitchen when we uncover the lost art of freshly baked gingerbread and the enticing effects it has on innocent children who are lost in the woods. Until next time, I'm Evil Stepmother, saying good food means good riddance. Join us next time on Wicked Stepmother's Kitchen.
juicy. I love it. And as they always say in stories like this, the storyline has just become denser.
I think what you mean to say is the plot thickens.
Whatever. Stay tuned. When we come back, the evil queen pays Snow White a visit with the poisoned apple.
Will she eat it?
Or will she give the queen the cry chop smash she deserves?
I'm sure what everyone is wondering is how Snow White will ever survive and live happily ever after.
Will she ride off into the sunset?
Or will the fates align against her?
Will our story be believable?
Or better yet, hysterical.
All this and more when we come back.
Hi, I'm Gaston, and I'll be revealing to you the world's best hair product. These products are guaranteed to fix your hair, to fix every hair on your head. If these products don't work in 3 months, send them back for a full refund. But wait, the deal gets better. The first 50 people who call now will get 2, count them 2, free bottles of product. My product will turn messy hair like this into fabulous hair like this. To get your product today, go to www.gastonshairproduct or call me at 1-800-FAB-HAIR to get your Gaston hair product today. And remember, healthy hair and my hair is beautiful hair.
So, 15-minute intermission, cookies, water, and refreshments are at the counter.
Welcome back as we near the exciting conclusion of our tale. So for those of you who are just tuning in, the Wicked Queen had just made the poisoned apple.
That's right. Now she needed a disguise, otherwise Snow White would have recognized her immediately.
And since she was selling fruit, what better disguise than that of the famous Carmen Miranda?
That ain't no mask. Now this is a mask that she would have worn.
No, her mask would have been way more romantic for sure.
The music of the night.
No, stop! That's ridiculous! Seriously, anyone would have seen right through any of those disguises. What the evil queen needed was something simple and unflattering, a disguise that wouldn't draw attention, something sympathetic and weak.
You guys want to hear a joke?
Sure.
Take that as a yes. Knock, knock. A door. The doors between us open up.
The evil queen disguised herself as a feeble old merchant woman.
And then the evil queen knocked on the door.
Back.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Owls.
Owls who?
You can say that again.
But wait, there's more.
Very funny. Now seriously, who's there?
Ivana.
Ivana who?
Ivana, come in. Open the door already.
You're not really Ivana, are you? Who's out there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Aren't you gonna let me in?
This weren't no laughing matter. That's when the old croon strolled in, like she owned the place.
I'm looking for the person in charge.
And seeing as we dwarves were out working the mines, and left Snow White to look after the place.
That's me. I'm in charge. What's it to ya?
Let's just say I got a score to settle.
That makes Snow White just a mite nervous.
We don't want no trouble here. What kind of score you reckon to settle?
An apple score.
An apple score?
No, an apple score.
That's what I said, ain't it?
No, it ain't. See, I got these apples for sale with me. The best apples this side of the Mississippi. Best apples any soul ever did see. You follow?
I follow.
And ain't no one ever taken a liking to these apples I sell.
They ain't? Well, that's a darn shame. I never had an apple I didn't take a liking to. Seems downright hard to believe someone might have turned down a good apple.
Excepting they have, ma'am, begging your pardon. But I mean to finally show them the error of their ways, so to speak. I got here with me the finest, most succulentest, juiciest apples you ever did see. Just one taste and you'll agree.
Well, and if it's an apple tasting you want, it's an apple tasting you'll get. Lay it on me, sister. Do your worst.
And so they each took 10 paces, and they turned and stared each other down. Draw! And quicker than lightning, the queen tossed out their apple over Snow White.
What happened next?
Well, that there princess proved herself to be just as quick on the draw as that there evil queen right there, I'll tell you. She took a bite of that apple quicker than you could say, "Oh, Susanna!" "Oh, Sue!" "Oh, man." See, I told you so.
Okay, so what happened next?
The apple was poisoned, remember?
Right, so then, what happened next?
Only the most awful and tragic thing you can possibly imagine. Snow White, our friend, our princess, our hero, the fairest of them all, died!
Right then and there.
You mean she died, as in she was really dead?
Oh, yes.
She was certainly dead.
When we returned, I was over. I thoroughly examined her, and she was not merely dead, but
Physically.
Now, jokingly.
really most sincerely dead.
Oh my, I never realized what a tearjerker this story was before.
Oh, it is. It's just dreadful. But you must remember, the story's not over yet. There's still hope.
There is? How can there be hope in a time like this?
Oh, there's hope. There's always hope. Just wait, you'll see.
Okay. Well, I guess there's always hope. Here's to hoping for the best, right after these messages.
Tired of those same old hair care products that never work? Has the hair club for princesses really let you down? Why bother with all those other hair methods when you could have hair like this?
Hi, I'm Rapunzel. Now, you may know me as a girl who has amazing hair, but just like any other girl, I have a few tricks up my sleeve to keep me looking this amazing.
Introducing Rapunzel's incredible hair extensions.
With just one simple click, you can have hair worthy of a princess.
With Rapunzel's incredible hair extensions, I can really let my hair down.
Well, hello, my lady.
So go ahead, girls, let your hair down.
Rapunzel's incredible hair extensions. Get yours at 1-800-WOW-HAIR. That's 1-800-WOW-HAIR. Also available at participating mall kiosks.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Blowout prices on all new and used carriages. This Sunday only at Cinderella's Automotive Magical Sales Extravaganza.
This Sunday only, get your town and country style carriage. Sale priced at 80 gold coins.
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Hurry on in and get this turn of the century style carriage. From 2, 4, up to 6 horsepower. Starting prices at only 60 gold coins.
Don't wait, these magical prices won't last long.
That's right, these prices don't last long at all. In fact, these prices end exactly at the strike of midnight. So hurry on into your nearest Cinderella Automotive. We make your new and used carriage dreams come true.
And we're back. So, Snow White. When we last left our story, she was dead, wasn't she?
Darn tootin'.
And you're certain she was, you know.
Without question. We saw it for ourselves. We laid out the crime scene and everything.
Time of death, 1,000 hours, roughly.
Cause of death.
Apple. Apple? Sorry, strike that. Make it poisoned apple.
I see. Victim,
The fairest of them all?
and that is
The princess?
her name, please, for the official record.
Of course, it's Snow White.
No! It can't be!
It's true.
Perpetrator?
Unknown.
No suspects?
Well, the evil stepmother is always a good lead, but there's no evidence to connect her to the crime.
At the moment, there are no clear suspects.
But who done it didn't really matter, for at that time, in pranced the valiant prince.
Oh man, it was hilarious.
Ahem, no, it is romantic.
Are you kidding me now? The prince is a total goofball.
Let the judge for themselves, I guess.
Good day, peasants!
Finally, Snow White's prince has arrived.
I've come to rescue Princess in distress.
Well, you're too late, I'm afraid.
Too late? That's impossible. I always arrive just on time to save everyone and make everything happily ever after.
See, goofball.
Still valiant and heroic, but the dwarves were right. The princess was lost.
Sorry, Princey, but you're too late. The princess is beyond saving.
But the valiant prince refused to give up hope. He tried every heroic, romantic thing he could think of.
Nonsense, she's just sleeping. Perhaps True Love's kiss will break this curse.
Told
ya so.
But the valiant prince refused to give up hope.
Perhaps this last slip, which I conveniently found glued to the palace stairs, will wake her up. A perfect fit!
The prince became distraught. Nothing he could do would revive the fallen princess. But still, he refused to give up hope.
I know! What? I know how to save her.
What do you mean?
The pea! Miss Princess must be sleeping upon a pea. Help me find it. Ah, here it is. This is what was causing the princess to sleep so soundly.
Pete, I'm not so sure that's what it was.
Yeah, me either. What is that anyway?
The pea.
No. That's just a bit of ball of fluff.
Or a piece of belly button lint.
No, probably just a dust bunny.
It could be that too.
Where on earth did that come from?
From underneath your mattress, my lady.
That's not what I meant. Now that I think of it, I know exactly where it came from.
Why does it matter? All that matters is I've saved you from a cruel death, my love.
And so, the prince got down on one knee.
Thus it seems our fates have aligned, bringing us together.
Put out his grandmother's engagement ring.
Bringing us together as husband and wife.
And proposed.
Please say you'll marry me.
And they all lived happily ever after.
Whoa. Excuse me?
They all lived happily ever after.
No. That's not the end of our story.
Wait, what? Isn't that how it all ends?
No.
But you're the romantic dwarf.
Yeah, so?
You mean to tell me she didn't say yes?
Yeah. Why would she marry some random prince she never met before? That's not romantic. That's creepy.
Yeah, real creepy.
But he was a prince.
And
I mean, he was handsome and charming.
And?
Didn't he sweep her off her feet and ride off into the sunset?
No, they barely knew one another. How is that romantic?
Didn't she marry the prince?
No.
What about true love? What about the happy ending? How can a fairy tale end without a wedding?
Oh, we'll get to that. This story has true love, a happy ending, and a wedding. Or else, why would I even care?
And what about the evil queen? What happened to her in the kingdom Snow White left behind?
Oh, she'll take care of that evil queen. It's a pretty awesome ending.
Well,
Well, what?
Shall we?
Shall we what?
till the ending, like
As-
it really happened.
As it was, and as it shall be remembered for all of eternity. The ending to Snow White's story, an ending no one has ever heard before. Full of twists, full of secrets, full of mystery.
Yes, the way it really happened.
Yes, we should, we shall, we must. All of the greatest poets seek truth through beauty. Isn't that what this tale of the most beautiful of them all is truly about?
After all, we've got to tell it like it's really told. Who are we trying to fool anyway?
I say we tell it just like it really happened. After all, it's a pretty awesome ending, right?
Yeah, and mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hilarious too.
Yeah, and awesome. Shall we get to the awesome ending, the way it really happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah! Awesome. Okay, let's do this. Take it away, Leafy.
And so, once again, the prince got down on one knee, put out his grandmother's engagement ring, and proposed.
Please say you'll marry me.
Excuse me?
Get on with it already. My knees are hurting. I'm not used to kneeling.
Put a sock in it. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome a surprise guest, the one and only Princess Snow White.
It's Queen Snow White, or Your Majesty now?
Oh, right, Her Majesty, the Queen Snow White, everyone.
What's going on here? Who are you? What's with the getup? Oh, hi. Yes, this is nothing. I'm not a princess in real life. I just play one on TV. But I love your work. And what are you guys doing here?
We're telling your story.
Why?
Inquiring minds want to know.
I'll tell you why. Because it's romantic, funny, mysterious, poetic, folksy, and true.
And awesome. Don't forget awesome.
It is why it's the tale of the century.
Very well, but that's not what I meant. What I meant was, why are the 7 of you telling my story? I should be the one telling it.
Oh, shucks. We're having such a doggone time telling it.
Very well. You can help me, but as long as I get a say.
As you wish, Your Majesty. Someone get the Queen a chair. Oh, unless you prefer a throne, that is.
Not at all. Any old chair will do.
Oh my, it's true. She really is the fairest of them all.
Of course she is.
Very well. Thank you. Now, what do I do?
Just tell your story, sister. But, no offense or anything, but could you keep it brief? We're already over time.
Oh, what's the rush?
Of course we want the ending to be told properly.
No, seriously, we have to hurry this up.
Okay, Heidi, if you say we have to tell it fast, we can tell it fast. Take it away, Your Majesty.
Very well. Thank you. Now, where were we?
So, once again, as I was saying, the prince got down on one knee, put out his grandmother's engagement ring, and proposed.
Please marry me!
Oh, but I mean, Snow White had never any intention of marrying the prince. She had only just met him.
Yeah, ew, gross, am I right? Am I right?
You? No, thank you. I mean, thank you for saving my life and all that. It's very kind of you. But I cannot marry you. After all, we've just met. I can't marry someone I just met.
Of course you can. This is a fairy tale.
And that's not my happy ending.
It simply wasn't true love.
I'm really sorry, but my heart belongs to another.
So Snow White hightailed it out of there.
Later.
Aw, but what about me?
Take a hike!
So, I made my way directly down to the castle to face the evil queen.
But she couldn't just barge into the place with all the queen's guards. She had to go incognito.
She fooled the guards and made her way into the castle, but arrived there only to learn that her evil stepmother had imprisoned the huntsman.
That's right. He was to be put to death that very afternoon.
Oh my, did she save him?
We're running out of time, remember?
Oh, yes, continue.
So, I just knew I had to get in there and save him, so I knocked on the door.
You bet she did.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
The fair.
What? We're not having a fair? Who's there?
The fair.
Seriously, who names their kid the fair? No, really, who's out there?
The fair.
All right, the fair who?
The fairest of them all.
There they was, just a princess and that there wicked queen.
So, you still think you're the fairest of them all, do ya?
But Snow White, we're afraid of nothing.
That's right, I do.
Well, you gotta ask yourself one question, princess. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya?
You're darn right I do.
So the queen rushed Snow White, and they fought. And that's when Snow White totally outsmarted the queen.
Look, the Tyrannosaurus Rex!
Yes, nothing beats the T-Rex maneuver.
I was able to release the huntsman, but the queen called for her guards.
Guards! Intruders in the castle!
The queen and her guards rushed Snow White and the huntsman, but the two friends held off the epic attack. And when all hope looked as if it was lost.
No, back away! Get away from there!
It is often written that time stops for no man. But in this chance encounter between a fair princess and a magic mirror, time slowed to a near halt, as the reflecting glass burned upon its footing, teetering and tottering, tottering and teetering. The queen with a nervous dread swayed with it. And as the mirror fell upon the cold hard earth, her kingdom fell with it.
And that's all it took to defeat the evil queen.
But it wasn't quite over yet.
Guys, what are you doing? Don't just stand there. Get them.
But the mirror was broken, you see. The guards had been held captive by the power of the evil queen's mirror. Once the mirror was broken, the dark curse had been lifted.
And their true loyalties remained with the true heir to the throne.
My princess, we serve you and you alone. You truly are the fairest of them all.
No, I'm the fairest of them all. I'm the fairest.
Hush you.
There is only one thing to be done about that.
Take her away. She'll live alone and forgotten in exile.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little hunting man too. Just wait and see. Just wait and see.
You were great.
No, you were really great. Where did you learn to fight like that?
Oh, a little hunting man told me.
It was true love.
And no one knows what happened to the evil queen, for she was never heard of again.
And Snow White was crowned the very next day.
In a bit of poetic justice, the huntsman who was to be executed that day was given the honor of placing the crown upon her head.
And she went on to become the most fairest queen you ever done see.
And the funniest.
And not long after that, she and the huntsman were wed. Oh my, I just love a good wedding.
And after, they had the most rocking party the kingdom had ever seen.
And they all lived happily ever after.
We just wanted to thank you so much for being so patient with us. We're sorry for frustrating you so much. Thank you.
You're fabulous. Thank you. Thank you guys all for coming, and thank you guys. You did a fabulous job again. I really appreciate it. 2 days. Phew. We made it through. They really are fabulous, and I just love seeing them come out of their comfort zones for a lot of them and just really stepping it up and having a great time. I also want to thank somebody who's in the back right there who does a wonderful job all the time with us, Mr. Wynn. Woo! Without him, we definitely could not have done this, and he's just amazing. So thank you guys all so much for coming. one last note, parents, don't forget we all have to take down the flats and the set before anybody leaves. Got it? All right, all right. All right, thank you, thank you.
Hunter has a question for you.